Where you get your beats? HustleDreamProduction.
Alright YouTube, this is going to be a full-length video to where you can follow along. Students, if you're in a classroom right now, go ahead and grab a model. This is where you could cut with me, alright? So what you want to do before you actually start cutting is you want to start picking out the hair, stretch the hair out, lay the hair down, whatever you need to do to start off neat, alright? It's important that you start off neat because that's how you're going to finish. So I'm going to start by combing that temple area down, just laying it in place. Like I said, you want to make sure you start off neat as much as possible. And I'm going to set in my bald line. I'm going to use my Babyliss FX to set in my bald line. And I'm going to set it low. A lot of us have issues with, going too high on that blend. So make sure you set the bald line low. That way you don't take the blend too high. So next, I'm gonna go in with my Stylecraft Instincts with the lever open, but when I'm setting in this guideline, I'm setting it in and I'm scooping out. All right, I don't want to set in a harsh guideline, and whatever I do to the top, I'm gonna do towards the bottom. That way I can fade it in his beard as well. So next, I'm using my one guard with the lever open and I'm definitely scooping out. I'm going up about a ½ inch and I'm scooping out. I'm not going to worry about going any higher than this because basically I'm just going to freehand the rest. All right. So when you scoop out, set in the guideline, go over it multiple times. Make sure you really go under it to, make sure that the hair is at that length. And like I said, I'm going to go right back in, do the same thing I did to the top, to the bottom to fade in his beard. So at the top, I'm going to start by combing down the hair as much as I can, just to get those hairs to kind of lay down. Then I'm a freehand and basically set my clipper at a 45-degree angle and kind of, take off as little bit as I can, just to get everything to flow into the afro that's up top. So like I said, I'm not going to go any higher. I'm just going to work my way back down and I'm going to tack that middle line using my one guard with the lever fully closed. Now I'm not going to take it out fully. This is just softening it up so you could come behind it with the next step. Now that the line is softened up, you could come behind it with the zero guard with the lever fully closed, and I'm only using my corners to knock out. I'm starting below the line, flicking to the line, and just combing as I go. Now in some cases that the zero guard closed just doesn't take away that middle line like you want. You can always come behind it with the lever fully open and kind of detail those areas where you see bulk. So the next step is to take out that bottom line. I'm going to set my lever fully closed, but the thing you can do as well is you could set your lever halfway, soften it up just like you did that middle line, right? But I just went ahead and set it fully closed and just was soft with my touch and my flick out motion. So lastly, what you want to do is detail your blend, all right? Whatever blend you're doing, you want to detail it, all right? It's extremely important. How I do this is I refer to the mirror. The mirror shows me a different perspective on the blend than just seeing it head on, all right? I also like to rest my eyes. If you don't have a mirror, come back with a refreshed vision, you know what I mean? So get in those areas where you see bulk. Use your corners of your blade as if they were thinning shears and just detail. Now, one thing I do want to speak to the students about, and that's being comfortable with the clippers that the school gives you. Don't think that you have to go out and buy the latest and greatest clipper. Master one thing, you know what I mean? Master the clipper that has been given to you. That way, when you go in and you actually know what you're doing with that one clipper, you can then transition to other clippers and trying new things. But get in the habit of mastering one clipper and one trimmer. Don't be all over the place with your brands. So right now, I'm bringing my client's beard down to a 2, and I'm gonna continue to fade the beard just the way I did the top. The only thing different is that I'm blending downward. All right, instead of going up, I'm going down. I'm gonna take out the guidelines the same exact way. So as far as doing the back, I'm gonna attack that a little differently. The reason why I'm gonna do it differently is because I wanna be able to judge how far I actually go up. So by doing that, I'm gonna start with my one guard with the lever open, and I'm gonna scoop out. Reason why I'm scooping out is because I don't wanna set in a line or a harsh guideline or anything like that. I kinda want it to flow into the afro that's up top. And by scooping out allows me to take that lever closed and freehand that, you know, area where the one guard is into the afro. So like I said, starting from the bottom of that one guard open, I'm basically going to freehand into the afro, building that shape. Now, I don't really get to talk about the Stylecraft clippers like that in my videos, but the Stylecraft clippers, these instincts are dope, man. It's lightweight. It really allows you to use your hand in a certain way where, you know what I mean, it's a smaller tool, it's lightweight, and you could just maneuver real nicely and get the shape that you want with these clippers. Now that I have the shape that I want, I'm gonna set in my bald line next, going straight across, using my Babyliss FX trimmers, and I'm just gonna clear out the bottom, going the opposite way, because you don't want to irritate the skin to the max. You know what I mean? You want to just go the other way. That way it's more comfortable for your clients. And yeah, but initially I would recommend going straight in like this. That way you get a neater guideline. Next guideline, with the lever fully open, going up about a ½ inch, setting in my guideline, and I'm making sure I go over it multiple times to ensure that it's at that length. So just because you use the one guard to take out the bulk doesn't mean you don't go back in and, you know, submit this guideline on top. All right, so I go back in with my one guard and basically do the same exact thing, but now that we have that shape on top, it's much easier to know where you're going as far as blending into that afro. So right now I close the lever on that one guard and I'm softening up that middle line. That way it's easier to take it out with the next step. With the zero guard on, with the lever fully closed and a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Now, notice how I'm only using my corners. Notice the direction that I'm going in. I'm really paying attention to how the hair is laying. Not all the time does the hair grow straight down. Sometimes it goes at a diagonal, so you got to go against the grain on that. So pay attention to how the hair grows. That's extremely important to get it down to that length that you want. So for me, I always like to do cleanup work. Since the zero guard close doesn't really take out everything, I go behind it with the lever open and just kind of nitpick those areas where I see bulk. With the lever fully closed in a flick out motion, I'm basically only using my corners as I do this. I'm starting below the line, flicking to the line, making sure that I adjust my lever as I go up. So next, like I always do, I'm gonna detail every single part about this taper in the back. I'm gonna detail the shape that I'm putting on the top to go into the afro. I'm definitely gonna detail the blend, go in those areas where I see bulk, debulk those areas with my corners, and just try to get the blend as blurry as possible. All right, with cutting clients, you want to make sure you do the best that you can to make sure that they're returning clients. All right, believe it or not, details matter. All right, it's the little things that clients really care about. All right, I heard one thing Marv say on one of his podcasts where he was talking about, like, ask your client, what is that one thing? You know what I mean? What's that one thing that you want that, you know, that next barber didn't do? And just find out what that is and really go in on it. All right, really you know, try to give the best experience for your clients. Try to be as detailed as you can, because they'll appreciate it and want to come back to you because you actually care about what they look like. You got to think about it. It's a lot of barbers out here that actually really just, you know, they don't care. So it's like an in and out thing. But if you could stand out and really just actually show some initiative, show some care, show some, I want to get this to the best of my ability, the clients is definitely gonna see that and know that and feel that and come back. So next, I'm gonna basically shape the afro. How I like to start is from the bottom and work my way to the top. The reason why I do this is because when you're going from the bottom to the top, your arm goes in a better circular ratio than just to go side to side or left to right, you know, up and down. It's just when you go from the bottom upward, you get a better rotation. So that's what I'm doing right here. Just trying to get the bulk of the shape right, come behind it in detail. detailing for me is pulling out your curved shears and basically, you know, getting those loose hairs, getting the shape right. Because the shears are curved, it's gonna grip and grab and cut some of those hairs that where the clipper just couldn't do it. All right, it's gonna put it in the shape automatically. The distance between just going on one side and going all the way to the other sides. What you're doing is you're cutting out the middleman, starting in the middle. That way you can go this distance is a short distance, then go to the other side, and then just match it up like that. But starting from one end to the next, that's a no-no. All right, always start in the middle. That way you kind of get an idea visually on how straight it is. Now with the lineup, I feel like practice is everything, man. You're not gonna hit it right on the first lineup that you ever do. All of this comes with time, with knowing how far to actually go back on the line, or how not to push somebody back to get that crispy line so the hair can grow. All right, it's a lot of different circumstances that you're gonna come across when doing lineups, and it just comes with trial and error. So make sure you get as many reps in school that you can. In school, man, take this time to actually just, you know, experiment. You know what I mean? I like to use my left hand in certain occasions because it makes me feel way more comfortable than to tilt my hand a certain way, and it's like it throws my whole, you know, body off, and it's just uncomfortable. So make sure while you're in school to practice. All right, practice now. Now is the perfect time to just try anything new. All right, so especially for my seasoned barbers that already knew how to cut hair before you went to school, this is the time to actually practice. All right, this is the time to actually explore, because at the end of the day, you're at a school. You know what I mean? Clients come there, they know that you're learning, they should know. You know what I mean? Now, but we all know there's clients out there that expect an A1 cut from a barber class. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But there's some clients out there like that. Here is your out. I'm in school. I'm learning. You really can't get that mad at somebody trying to learn. So doing the lineup around the ear, what you want to do is comb the hair out first, comb the hair down, and then just use your corners, man, in that C-cup area. And it was really not C-cup, but in that roundabout area around the ear, use your corners. That's gonna save you and make sure that you get that circular motion as much as possible. Then when you come down to the neck area, you can straighten out your blade, use the whole blade, because you know you need a straighter line then. But as far as that kind of curve around the ear, the corner of the blade is your best bet. wanted it curl sponge on top, so I'm gonna use the curl sponge and go in small circular motions. All right, the hair is not gonna curl up instantly, so it's gonna take for you to be on that spot for a couple of seconds, you know what I mean, before it starts to curl. So really go in and swirl the hair in real small circular motions. Listen, my client came in looking like this. I had to bring him back. Your barber instructor may not agree with every step that I take, but tell him God did. You too. This is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, Hustle Dreams Production, that's my brother. He does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.